Welcome back, functional bodybuilders. Today we're going to go through a low back protocol. This protocol is going to work through some gentle range of motion for the spine and some isometric contractions of the muscles around the low back and spine. This protocol should help alleviate some low back pain if you're currently experiencing pain. However, low back pain is very different from individual to individual. If there are any exercises that increase pain, I'd recommend decreasing the intensity or just skipping that exercise and moving to the next one. Let's get rolling. Start by performing the prone press up on the elbows. If you can complete one full set with no discomfort, you may progress on to the hands. For both movements, press your chest as far away from the floor as comfortably possible and hold in the top position. Do not push through pain during this movement. The position of the spine is very important during the dead bug. Here are a few cues that might help you find the right starting position. Tuck your ribcage down. Keep your low back flat against the ground. Once you have achieved these positions, contract your abdominal muscles as if someone is going to drop a weight on your stomach. Now that you have a neutral spine position and are engaging the abdominal muscles, control your breathing by bringing air into the belly and allowing that air to expand your belly 360 degrees around. Only progress to the arm and leg movement if you can confidently achieve the neutral spine position, abdominal contraction, and breathing mechanics. As you move the arm and legs, the spine position should not change. The spine position of the forearm plank should resemble the dead bug position. In the starting position, tuck the rib cage and contract the abdominal muscles as if someone is going to hit you in the stomach. Additionally, contract the glutes and quads to keep the lower body rigid. Try to maintain a straight line from the shoulders to the hips during the entire plank hold. Breathe air into the belly, allowing it to expand 360 degrees around while maintaining the contraction of the abdominal muscles. The spine position during the side plank should also resemble the dead bug and forearm plank. Do not allow the hips or spine to sag towards the floor during this movement. Keep the abdominal muscles contracted and continue to focus on breathing into the belly. Start by performing this movement on your knees and only progress onto the feet if you can complete one set with no discomfort. The Pallof press once again resembles the same spine position as the dead bug. Once you find a neutral spine position, contract the abdominal muscles and press the band away from your chest. The band will try to pull your torso to the side. The goal of this movement is to maintain a neutral spine and prevent the torso from moving. Hold in the end position and make sure to not rush through this movement. During the half kneeling hip flexor stretch, maintain a neutral spine position and then shift the body weight forward as far as possible to maximize the stretch through the trail leg hip flexors. Avoid overarching through the low back and use the upper body for any balance support that is needed. During the supine hamstring stretch, utilize any object such as a band, towel, or belt to pull the foot up towards your head. Do not allow the low back to round or the knee to bend during this movement. You may find a stronger stretch in the hamstrings when you slightly arch the low back. Before initiating the glute bridge, make sure your spine is in a neutral position and your abdominal muscles are engaged, similar to the dead bug position. Lift the hips as high as possible without arching the low back. It is common to perform this exercise with too much arch in the low back. Make sure to recheck your spine position between every rep. Start by performing with both legs on the floor. The band around the knees is optional but recommended. If you can comfortably complete one set with both legs on the floor, you may progress to the single leg glute bridge. The hand position that is demonstrated during the single leg glute bridge will assist in keeping the spine in a great position. For the clamshell exercise, you will need a resistance band placed just above the knees. Bring the knees apart from one another to feel the muscle on the side of your hip contract. If you can easily complete a set of 20 clamshells, you may increase the resistance of the band or progress to the side plank clamshell. The side plank clamshell places an increased demand on the stabilization of the core muscles. For both movements, make sure to not allow the low back to move as you move the top leg. The goal of the curl up is to feel the abdominal muscles contract. In the starting position, place your hands underneath the low back to maintain a very slight arch in the low back. Start with the head flat on the floor and your chin tucked as if you're trying to make a double chin. Lift the head and the shoulder blades a few inches off the floor to feel the abdominal muscles engage. Hold this position and then slowly return to the start position.